escaping with ET.
G'day and welcome to the show. Well, this week I'm in Vanuatu, staying at Trees and Fishes Resort. At the moment, I'm chasing GTs with the boys from Ocean Blue. There's loads of action on the show. Let's check it out.
It's South Pacific pelagic action all the way, with double hookups on energetic yellowfin tuna and a thumping GT or two, plus heaps of South Pacific pleasure and luxury at our exclusive island retreat.
Another salmon, I think.
Back home, I get an Aussie salmon from my Hobie and leather jacket from my Quinnie, which Chef Paul serves up as lemon peppered leather jacket with zucchini fettuccine.
There you go, Andrew.
My wife Monique is with me on the 30-kilometre drive north from Vanuatu's capital, Port Vila, to Trees and Fishes Resort at Rana Beach. And what a beach this is. The perfect place for Monique to relax and enjoy the island hospitality while I'm out fishing. Trees and Fishes is an ultra-private beach retreat where a maximum of just 16 guests are welcomed in luxurious South Pacific style. We'll be staying in a retreat suite with magnificent views of the beach and islands beyond. And we'll enjoy all the luxuries of a modern resort in a setting that feels like it's straight out of Tales of the South Pacific. What a base for me to set out from on the resort's Ocean Blue fishing charter boats.
Well, this morning we've left Trees and Fishes Resort to fish around some of these neighbouring islands, but this area looks really good for pelagics. Hopefully we'll get some casts in, land a few.
Ocean Blue runs the fishing at Trees and Fishes, and on my first trip out, it's definitely living up to its name.
Yep. Not a big fish, but he's unfortunately he's hooked. Looks like under his belly. And a couple of fish with him. Look, if you look right behind him, you can actually see quite a big one behind. He's right up there on the shallows. It's important to just keep the load on. You know, I haven't hooked him correctly. I don't think he's really hooked in the mouth. I've picked him up under the belly, and that's what's happened. There we go, nice little one. Yeah, there was a bigger one behind him, but yeah, I thought I'd foul hooked him. That's just a tiny little GT. He's got a bit of a gouge in him now, but whilst he looks like he may be injured, he'll go back there, no trouble, and hopefully grow a lot bigger than this. Anyway, good stuff.
It's a calm day for surfers popping, but going to sea safely means always making the right preparations.
Well, two very important things to wear when you're out here on the water. A life jacket. Now, I've got this small one on my waist. I actually have to pull the ripcord myself if I fall in, but it'll inflate. And the other thing is a good pair of polarised sunglasses. There's a whole range of different tonic glasses out there on the market, and I prefer those. They're very light, great penetration through the water, and when you're doing this sort of fishing, it's all about seeing that fish strike the lure. So really important to have a great pair of polarised glasses just to protect your eyes as well. So reversing the boat away. Great feeling when you hook up to something big like this, big and solid. Just feel it thumping away on the line there. Whew. Keep nice and tight with the fish. There we go. Nice solid fish. So an average size for here. All right, in the boat. Yeah, next size up, that's good. A bit better than the next size up. The size after that. There we go. Well, this is probably an average size GT for these parts. They do school up in big numbers. And when you throw a popper in amongst the mix, they all chase it pretty hard, and one comes up trumps. Oh,
And there's more ocean blue action out of Trees and Fishes' private retreat coming up later.
Well, today I'm here with Michael from Gamakatsu. Mate, I've always been a huge supporter of Gamakatsu hooks. Super sharp, super strong, never let me down. These ones here, brim, and maybe some stuff over the range, talking about Murray cod in the bigger sizes and also yellow belly.
Yeah, there's a whole different range of octopus and the octopus circle, which is more traditional hooks, being the circle having that internal eye.
Yeah, I guess the good thing about the circle is you can put your bait overboard, put your rod back in the holder, turn around, next minute your rod's bent over, and these circles do a great job, don't they?
For the lazy fisherman hook.
The lazy fisherman. And you've also got the octopus, the standard octopus.
The standard.
And my favourite, I guess, the bait holder. I've used that many, many times over the years.
That's the brim choice and freshwater choice. You've got the bait keeper being the red as well.
Perfect. Gamakatsu is the way to go.
Back home in Oz, my favourite coastal combo of the Quintrex top ender behind my Mazda BT50 is lining up for a session of gentle tranquility. I'm setting up to take our TV chef Paul Breheny on a trip where my Evinrude won't go above idle and the Century battery won't have a hard time either. Because our first target is the cungy that grows on pilings and rocks close inshore. The surefire bait for our main target, leatherjacket.
So you get a little bit of that with you.
And it stays on the hook.
And it stays on the hook. Otherwise, the soft flesh just comes off.
We want to show how you don't have to go very far to bag a satisfying catch that will make an even more satisfying meal.
Coming good. Take it easy. You only got 4-pound line on there.
A good little fight.
And I use the current. Yeah. We've got the big frill net too to catch him. Look, if he's as big as this, we'll be right.
I use the current all right.
They do.
Yeah.
Very good.
Beautiful.
Awesome stuff. Beautiful fish.
Well, I need one more.
There we go. Yeah, baby.
Can't believe the fight they put up. There we go.
In the net.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, baby. That's good. He's a nice size too.
Yeah.
There we go. Pigeon pear. Pretty nice. You can do your magic with that.
Yeah. No, that's great, mate. Awesome.
Good fishing, good food, with the help of your local greengrocer, Creo Crush Seasonings, Sandhurst Fine Foods, and the Barbecue and Fireplace Centre Sunshine Coast. Chef Paul Breheny and I are preparing to show you another great seafood dish.
Well, Paul, this is the perfect place right here to catch leatherjackets, and we spent a little bit of time near one of the wharves along those rocky shorelines there with some cungy, and I reckon it took you probably about a minute or two, and you had a leatherjacket straight to the boat.
I've done it so many times before, Andrew.
Did really well, mate, and
Yeah, thanks.
we ended up with a couple. How are you going to cook them?
But I'm actually going to give it a nice little marinade, and then I'm going to crust it in a little bit of our Creo Crush lime pepper.
You can almost sprinkle that over any fish, but it
Well,
tastes
even,
good.
honestly, on meat, chicken, anything like that, it's been fantastic, yeah. So basically, Andrew, what I'm going to do is put some slits in the fish.
Yep.
And lime pepper. So what I've got here is my Sandhurst crushed garlic. I always top it up with oil all the time. So if I actually put the garlic on the fish, when I cook it, it tends to burn and it gives it a real bit of flavour. So I just use the oil. So we're just going to marinate this. So I'm not going to over-marinate it. And basically, instead of using pasta, I'm actually using the zucchini that I got down at the old local greengrocers.
Yeah,
So,
we're very lucky to have those guys on board.
Yeah.
Always fresh produce there.
So I've got a little contraption here that I'm going to use, and it makes the zucchini fettuccine dead easy. We'll get our lime pepper seasoning, so that's going in. It just gives it a little bit of a protective coating. There's not a lot of salt through this. So what I'm going to do now is make a very simple sauce, and we're using big red tomatoes. They're absolutely beautiful on the vine. They've really got a great flavour. So what are the ingredients I am using is some beautiful yellow capsicum, beautiful tomato, and also some black olives from Sandhurst. We've also got a few green ones that I've tossed in there as well. We have some red onion, and then we've also got some nice garlic. First of all, just going to throw the old tomatoes in there.
This little beef eater's been great. The team at Barbecue and Fireplace Centre up on the Sunshine Coast, up your way, mate. They provided it.
And then I'm just going to pop the fish on. That goes on there.
Nice.
And what we're going to do now is make our zucchini fettuccine.
Gosh, that's smart, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's just a simple little tool. So what I like to do is just put a little bit more of the green. It makes the dish look a little bit more appealing. Just going to give it a turn, Andrew. at that beautiful colour.
Oh, looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. So what we're going to do now, Andrew, is just toss this fettuccine zucchini. It's going to tear some fresh basil into it.
Might as well eat it in the pan.
Yeah, mate, save us on washing up. So yeah, just toss all that together. So I'm just going to give that a nice little toss around.
Wow, doesn't that look good?
And then we're going to pop our fish on there.
Gosh, that looks fabulous. Wow,
Okay, we just put a little bit of lemon.
Delicious.
Yeah, there you go, Andrew. We've got lemon peppered leather jacket with zucchini fettuccine. How good's that, mate?
Good stuff, Chef.
Nice and simple.
That's a beauty.
And you can cook it yourself with the recipe on our website. It's a new day in Vanuatu and the ocean blue boat is further out from Trees and Fish's retreat. The crew have been catching and rigging some very healthy looking live baits and we're about to send them down on a deep diving mission. We've sent them swimming down to where we want them to attract the attention of one of the Pacific's most prolific predators. We're all rigged up and waiting for a strike from a big tuna or two. And they're certainly down there in what looks and feels like the ultimate ocean blue strike zone.
Well, we spent a bit of time trying to catch some little live baits. And the boys loaded up on a few. And then the live bait has become bait for a much bigger fish. We could mark on the screen a dozen nice yellowfin, but they were down quite deep, so they needed a very energetic bait fish to get down there. Well, the boys have set me up with a harness. The idea is not to wear your arms out, but to really work your legs. And so little half squats just lifts up the rod, and so on the wind down I can easily wind and get some line back. If you're trying to do all this with your arms, you'd have no chance, or you'd be waiting for a good hour to actually get the fish boat side, and you'd probably not be able to catch another one because you'd be too tired. But this is certainly the way to do it.
My first sight of the fish reveals why this catch has been such a hard slog. It's foul hooked, and with the extra drag of the still whole bait fish as well.
Beautiful little yellowfin, but have a look at the bait. That's the yellowfin bait. And it was a live fish that went down there, and you can see the damage of the crushing plate of the yellowfin really tore into the head. And that's why you have the hooks right up near the front, because they actually go for the head and try to kill the fish, and the hook's right there. Perfect little rig, and yellowfin number one on the bait.
And that yellowfin's mates are still right there, coming up towards us as they follow the bait fish to the surface. So we send the poppers out, and the hookups follow fast.
Oh, chomping it everywhere. We've got a double hook up here. Fantastic stuff. Yep. Oh, pop, dropped it. Bugger.
But there's better luck further back along the deck, and there's still more to come.
That was crazy stuff. Yeah, it's a great action. The whole water around us all just turned to foam as the yellowfin come up on the top eating all the bait fish. And we had a triple hook up. Unfortunately, I lost mine very close to the boat. And we've got one on the back. Well, it's a solid 25 plus kilo. And Stefan here has got another beauty on as well. So poppers were flying. My first cast, the popper somehow broke off. And then straight away I got another rod straight out there, hit the water, whoosh, straight back on again, another big yellowfin. And yeah, Stefan's battling a beauty at the back. This is good stuff. This is the sort of fishing that you sort of dream about when everything happens like this and you can get poppers out to these fish. Nice. Well done, boys.
That's 2 good yellowfin to be delivered to the chefs at Trees and Fishes Retreat, and maybe to be shared out among the resort staff and their families, because that's the Pacific way. Whatever happens to the fish, it's a great way to end my second day out with the Ocean Blue boys, and to come home to the peaceful luxury of Trees and Fishes Retreat at Rana Beach.
Well, one of the great things to come back each day at the end of your fishing is to arrive here at Trees and Fishes Resort in Vanuatu. All the boats are just laid up out the front. They've got their own private pontoon and jetty. And up behind me, tremendous restaurant, all the facilities that you could ever want. You probably already know how to use a Garmin chart plotter, like this GPS map XSV. Just turn it on and follow the simple menus. Everything is at your fingertips. You can easily plan your route and set your course to your favourite fishing hotspot. Once you're there, you can explore the reef systems, marking any bait and likely looking predators you want to target. It's that easy to mark your hotspot on the Garmin chart plotter, then come back to where the fish are, anchor up, and you'll be catching fish in no time with your Garmin. Well, it's a beautiful afternoon. I'm here at Lake Macquarie, just south of Newcastle, and I'm chasing Taylor. And I've got some nice light estuary tackle, 5 to 10 kilo Impact NXT Shimano rod, matched up with this beautiful twin power 2500. I've got 10 pound braid on and going onto a fluorocarbon trace of 16 pound. A beautiful Gillies bait fish. Now it's a 40 grammer, maybe a little bit too big for what these fish are feeding on. But I reckon if I can get a cast right in amongst them, and I'll get a long cast with this heavy rig, I should be on the money. Oh. Yep. All right. Just gonna keep on cranking him in. These things have a great ability to jump off. There we go. And yes, there we go. Right time of day, he just absolutely hammered that. Beautiful little tailor. Send him back on his way, see if we can catch another one, maybe a bit bigger even. There we go. Woo! Oh, yeah. He's towing me along. Wow, he's going. Look at that. Oh, that's a good fish. When they tow you along, you know you've got a good fish on. All right. What a great time of day. What a perfect way to end a segment. Oh, he's going. He's gonna jump, I think. Another salmon, I think. Woo! Oh, they go hard, these guys. Oh, nice. And there we go. Beautiful salmon. Just so much fun catching these guys. Great sport fish. People do eat them, but they're not fantastic to eat. Certainly not on my favourites list. Oh, he's really going hard. Let's see if we can go back. Get you very close. Right there. There we go. This time on the soft plastic. Nice fish. Excellent. Okay, beautiful Aussie salmon. Great way to end a day. See you, mate. Woo! Brilliant.
And I'll see you again somewhere on the water next week. Another one of my favourite fishing destinations is Ballina, where I always choose to stay at the Ramada Hotel and Suites. There's always plenty of room to relax in after a big day fishing, and wide open water views to wake up to every morning you're there at the Ramada Ballina.